Hey folks, Vic Noble here with your weekly trade video. Over the past few weeks, I've been talking a lot about the fact that we are taking a longer term approach with our trading, simply because it's an easier way to trade for almost everyone, even though so many people want to be a scalper or at least a day trader. Now, there's nothing wrong with short-term trading. Okay, and in fact, we have some very good short-term traders, scalpers and day traders in our Coach's Corner service. And they have, the thing is, they have the time and the experience and the expertise to do this. But the fact is, longer term trading is easier, especially for someone who's new or who is having trouble getting consistently profitable. So this week, I'm going to give you a kind of a rapid fire look at the trades we've had. And folks, all these trades were covered by Darko in his pre-market analysis video way ahead of time, before they were filled. Not in hindsight, right? Anyone who's in the Coach's Corner service can just go back and listen to the videos and verify any and all trades. Okay, what I'm saying is, since it's recorded in an archive, we can't fake it. Also, I have a very important message after I'm going to go through these trades first, and I have an important message at the end. So be sure to listen for that. It could definitely very positively impact your trading. Okay, let's take a look at the trades first. Okay, now before we get to the trades, I need to talk to you a little bit about trade management. This is a huge subject, and trade management can literally make or break your trading career. Okay, we have some suggestions both for beginners like stage 1 and stage 2 traders, and for the more seasoned traders, stage 3 and 4. I've done a beginner video with some basic trade management suggestions, and Darko has posted a video, like one of his bonus videos, which is more advanced, giving just a general guideline as to how he manages his trades. But you need to know that trade management has subjectivity in it. Okay, you use some discretion. No two traders are ever going to do it exactly the same. Okay, but we always have a stop that's very objective, and then it boils down to you and your personal makeup and your patience and your tolerance for risk and that kind of thing. And this is something that does take time for each person to figure out. The technical stuff we can teach you very quickly. So with that in mind, let's go through these trades, and you'll start to see what I mean. So this first trade I'm going to show you here was on the Euro Swiss. The setup, let me show you on the weekly chart. The setup, you see this candle right here? That's at weekly resistance, and it's a pin bar reversal. Like, that really gets our attention. That's just what we're looking for. And the sell, I'll just show you on the daily chart just to keep it simple. The sell was right here, like almost at the high of that day. This has been the move down. Okay, it's all you can see. And this was by the way, that was an ACAT sell. I should have pointed out, an advanced candle action trade setup on the weekly chart. And yeah, it's made a significant move down. It hit daily support down here at 108.79. See that? That's about 150 pips, and it was about a 34 pip risk. We're getting close to a 5-to-1 reward risk on that trade. Now, that's easy to say because it's all happened here, and this is what people have done with this trade though, and you could have taken profit here. Okay, and like I said, trade management is going to vary from one trader to the next, but when you trade off of the super strong levels, you put yourself in a position to catch some great moves. Okay, but you have to be willing to hold the trade, and if you have removed the risk, like, that's perfect. That's just ideal, and that's the case with most of these trades. Most of them react, and they may not follow through for a big move, but they react enough to get risk out of it, and then you can go for the bigger move. I remember there was a quote from the great hockey player Wayne Gretzky, who said, "I miss 100% of the shots I never take." Right? If you sell it here and you don't go for these levels, you're never going to get them. I mean, if you get nervous after the first day and you're up, 30 pips, and I think I'll just take it. You missed out on. You got to change your mindset there. If you want to get these kind of moves, and who doesn't? Next was on the Euro Kiwi pair. Let me bring that one up. Where is it here? Euro Kiwi right here. Now, on this, I'm going to show you two trades here, because we actually had two on this one. The first one was a losing trade. It was this one here. See this pin bar reversal right here at support? Fair enough, but I'll tell you something. If you go back and listen to the PMA for that day, well, obviously Coach's Corner members can do this. Go back and listen to the PMA. Darko told everyone that although it was a legitimate setup, yes, there were warning signs which he showed everyone, and he told everyone that he himself would not be taking that trade. I'm pointing it out and calling it a loss because some people did take it. Okay, that's their own discretion, and it was a valid trade, fair enough. The next candle, see this blue candle right here? That was a nice pin bar reversal. That trade was an entry. That was a really good setup. That was a much better looking trade setup, and the buy was at 73.20 right down into here with a 53 pip risk. Now, a 53 pip risk might sound like a lot, but remember, just because we risk 53 pips, we do not risk more of our account. Okay, it's the same. You have to reduce your lot size. We just risk 0.5%. Okay, and this trade got up over 100 pips, like a 2-to-1, before coming all the way back down. Look at this big drop that it had here. Do you know why Darko was so cautious about being long this pair? Well, you probably don't, but I'm going to show you why. If you go to the monthly chart, this is why you got to watch your higher time frames. You see this prior month? Is that bullish or bearish? That's like really bearish. We're at this resistance level with this 382 pin bar reversal that we call a 382 pin bar reversal. That's very, very negative. So we're pretty careful about trying to go long on this pair. Okay, that's why these are the kind of things that the little nuances that get pointed out in the PMAs. Anyway, definitely not a set and forget kind of a trade. Next was the New Zealand Swiss pair. Okay, this one here, yeah. So this trade, go to our weekly chart. This is another one of those nice, swing trade setups. We're at resistance. We have this very negative candle action right here. So the next week, which was this week, as I'm recording this, we use our 4-hour chart for entries on this. The sell was up into this level right here. That's exactly where we wanted to sell. It was actually at 63.37. Had a 23 pip initial risk. This was a swing trade, like I say, off the weekly chart. This trade was up. See how this had this really nice drop after that? Like no pressure on the stop or anything. It just went straight down. It was up over 2-to-1 just before this happened. See this huge move back up? That was the New Zealand rate release, which was a surprise because they were forecast to drop their bank rate by 0.25%. They didn't, and it took the market by surprise, and money started flooding into the Kiwi. This is why we have rules about red flag news. Okay, we have rules about everything, and some people might take those suggestions or not. That's up to them. Obviously, this was a winning trade, notwithstanding this huge rally after the rate release, but that was another winning trade for sure. We had two other losing trades, one on the U.S. CAD, the other one on the Kiwi, the New Zealand U.S. dollar, and we had other trades earlier in the month that were nicely profitable. So overall, the profits have far outweighed the losses. I want to show you one more here. This one's on the Cad Swiss. Where the heck is it here? Right here, Cad Swiss. Let me just show you right here. The trade was on November the 7th, right here. The sell was at 75.63 and needed a 40 pip risk. As price goes, what are you going to do? Where are you going to take profit? Like, what is your plan? See, this is the thing. You need to get figured out how you want to do this, and we have guidelines for it. We had one member take his profit off at 74.60 for about 100 pips and about a 2.5-to-1 reward risk. We have another guy who's holding this trade, still holding it for even lower prices, based on his trading plan. Today, and it's like November 14th as I'm recording this, a few more people let us know that what their results were. One guy had 110 pip profit. The other one 116 pip profit, and another guy for 120 pips. That's a 3-to-1 reward risk. But in all cases, no matter what you did, definitely a nice, a winning trade. So I hope you can see what a very nice way to trade this is. Okay. Now, say you don't have you don't have time to trade. Okay. We hear this all the time. I don't have time to trade. Well, forget about any day trade setups. Just stick to swing trades and the set and forget trades that Darko shows. That's it. You do not need very many of them to have a great month of trading. This month, we've had that Euro Swissy trade, swing trade that we just looked at, And let me just show you that one again here. I don't know if I told you about that one, but on the Euro Swissy, this trade down to here, 5-1. We'll call it a 4-1. It was actually closer to a 5-1. And then we had the New Zealand Swissy trade that we looked at it too. That was good for a 2-1, a little over a 2-1. And we had the Cad Swiss. That was the real nice one, the 3-1 I just showed you. You know, like I say, one of our members took it for 2.5-1. Others got 3-1. So overall, just taking those higher time frame trades only, where you do not need to be looking at your computer much, it's well over 8R of profit, i.e. the profit has been 8 times the risk. How does that compare to what you're doing now? And, you know, listen, we're going to have some losses as well. But with wins like these, we can sure handle losses. Now, about that message that I alluded to at the beginning. If you are one of those people who just don't seem to be able to find time to trade, we're having a webinar on November 25th, and we're going to go over this approach thoroughly for everyone so that you fully understand how you can take advantage of these kinds of moves, even though you have a day job or other commitments. It can be done. People are doing it, and we'll show you how. There's a link to this webinar in the text below this video or in the email that you received, and you'll see all the information there. And even if you can't attend, maybe because of your job, or how ironic, then no problem. Just register anyway, and we'll send you the recording afterward. So the bottom line is this. You know, consider what you're doing now in terms of your trading and if it's making sense or not. And it's definitely not making sense if you're continually losing, you know. And I remember Tony Robbins had a success formula. It was like, decide what you're going to do. That's step 1, decide. Secondly, take action. Third, notice if it's working or not. And fourth, if it's not, change your approach. Right? Don't keep doing the same stuff that's losing and not working, right? If you want to start receiving a free PMA each week, there's a link in the text below this video for that as well. A lot of people have taken advantage of that, which is great. And if you've been receiving the free PMA already, you know, you might want to consider joining us. Hey, we don't bite, I promise. Seriously, you'll love our community, and we'd love to help you and work with you. And finally, I have the same request that I have each week. I would be so grateful if you would not only like this video, but also please, 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 please follow us, okay? And click that little bell when you do, and that way whenever I put out a new video, you'll get notified. I always put a video out at the end of the week, like Thursday, or usually it's on Friday, sometimes late Thursday, but I will sometimes put out videos during the week. Okay, that's it. I really appreciate that you took the time to listen to this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and trading week ahead. Take care.